Hello, and thank you for joining with us live at the local Saginaw City Mount Ice Stadium for today's NHL hockey game for today of the Trojans going against, I believe they will be going against for tonight's Trojans night game for today on this week one for today. Thank you for joining with us once again live at the local Saginaw City Mount Ice Stadium for the first ever hockey game. Joining us on week one for today of Tuesday night hockey for today. Thank you for joining with us once again. And we'll at least be having 3 periods of hockey for today, including score points of 1 point on the board on each side, with the Trojans being the blue team joining with us for today, and the brand new Knights joining with us for today on today's roster of the Trojans at the Knights on this week one game for today. Thank you for joining with us once again, Legoans, live at the local Saginaw City Mount Ice Stadium for the first ever NHL hockey games. We're glad and we're very excited to introduce these brand new hockey games in the Saginaw City area for the month of January, February, and March of 2022 for today, with a brand new season of hockey joining with you folks for today. We're brand new to this, so just stay tuned and stay hopeful for today's NHL hockey game of the Trojans at the Knights for today. Thank you for joining with us once again live at the local Saginaw City MHS for the beautiful night in the Saginaw City Outdoor Hockey Stadium, which most stadiums, of course, are indoors, but today we are introducing the first ever outdoor hockey stadium at the local former NFL football stadium itself. So thank you for joining with us once again for tonight's NHL Tuesday night hockey for today. Stay tuned. Once again, live at the Saginaw City area, we'll be introducing tonight's national anthem of Legotopia area for today of Legotopia NHL hockey. And we'll be introducing the start of the hockey game itself with the following clips of period 1 for today. Thank you for joining with us. Stay tuned for more. Once again, Legoans, for NHL Tuesday night hockey. And now moving on for tonight's NHL hockey game, please rise for your local Legotopia national anthem for tonight. For the Trojans going against the Knights for today, live at the local Legotopia Mount Ice Stadium for tonight. Thank you for joining with us live at the Saginaw City area. Stay tuned for more. Now coming down to the Saginaw City Mount Ice Stadium for NHL Tuesday night hockey for today of the Trojans going against the Knights for today. So far it looks like the Trojans will be doing the start of the hockey game right here for today, with either side determining who gets the hockey puck for the start of today's NHL hockey game for today, and so far looking absolutely awesome for tonight's first ever hockey game. Join with us on this week 1 for today and week 1 highlights. So we'll be doing the clips like the following. We'll be introducing each score points on each following clip. So on each period, we'll be having 3 clips on each period. After each period, we'll be introducing the highlights of each period as well. There are overall 3 periods during the NHL hockey game itself for the Trojans at the Knights for today. So far looking absolutely awesome, with the Trojans looking like they will be getting the puck for the start of today, with a nice look for the Trojans live at the San Luis City first ever Mountain Ice Stadium hockey rink for today. This is a brand new hockey rink that we are introducing for the 2022 new year itself. We'll be introducing lots of brand new events at this hockey rink for the following months of January, February, and March, and part of April as well. We'll be introducing more of it during the winter months of the new year itself, so stay tuned. Don't worry, football will be coming back once again at the beginning of February 5th of 2022, so stay tuned for this year itself of the brand new Super Bowl number 8, which will be coming up live here at the local San Luis City MHS for today. And so far it looks like the Trojans are having their first score points on the board right there, with a nice pass into the goal, into the back right there overall for the Trojans. So there goes the horn right there for today's Trojans hockey game so far. So far the score is 1-0. Trojans are 1 and the Knights are 0 for today so far for this NHL hockey Tuesday night game for today. Please stay tuned for upcoming events in the San Luis City area. For January of 2022, we're introducing lots of brand new ideas and lots of brand new Disney shows, and just a lot of new stuff coming to the San Luis City area. So go check out that brand new San Luis event list on the local social media pages itself. So thank you for joining with us. Start of the first period for today. So far, Trojans are 1-0, right on the half part of today's period 1. And now moving on to the mid part of the first period for today. So far, it looks like the Knights are scoring their first score points against the Trojans for today. So far, it's a tie game with 1-1 right now for the Trojans at the Knights for tonight's NHL Tuesday night hockey game for today. Thank you for joining with us once again. Please go check out your real life NHL hockey on your NHL hockey apps itself on your apps Apple/Google Play Store now. Go download the app to view your favorite NHL hockey teams. This is the first time ever that we are introducing the brand new NHL franchise in the San Luis City area and the Mount Ice Stadium for today, so we're glad to introduce them here once again. Please stay tuned for upcoming hockey games. We have at least 10 weeks of these hockey games, so stay tuned for the Trojans' brand new schedule, which is popping up here right now as well, and towards the end of today's game so far. So looking absolutely awesome in the San Luis City area for period 1, with the score points being 1-1 right now. Trojans at Knights. And moving on to the end of the first period for today for the Trojans at the Knights for today. It looks like the Knights are coming back towards the Trojans for today's week 1 game. So far, the Trojans are losing this one by 1 score point on the scoreboard right there for the Knights for today. So far, the score is 2-1 for today overall for the Trojans at the Knights. So far, a pretty big scoring game so far. By the end of today's NHL hockey game, we'll be introducing the final winner for today on the final period, which will be period 3 for today. Once again, looking absolutely awesome, and it looks like the Blue Bricks are making another comeback the Trojans are making a big comeback for today's NHL hockey game and making it a tie game this time once again right before the end of the first period, making it 2-2 for today. We'll be introducing those highlights by Jimmy Jr. joining with us live at the local San Luis City Mountain Ice Stadium for tonight's NHL hockey game. So thanks for joining with us once again. Please once again stay tuned for the upcoming San Luis City ski race, which will be in the style of Olympics for this year up in the San Luis City mountain area. Stay tuned for those events coming up towards the mid part of January of 2022. Thank you for joining with us on this week 1 and the first start of the 2022 new year. And thank you for joining with us. Score once again is 2-2 Trojans at Knights.
Walk out, playbook, clock out, new red, watch out.
And thank you for joining with us once again live at the local San Jose City Mount Stadium for today's NHL hockey game of the Trojans at the Knights on this week 1 for today. So far for today's highlights of period 1 for today, it looks like the Trojans with a big start of the game for today against this Knights hockey team so far, making it 1-0 at the beginning of the first period right there overall, with 3 clips remaining in each period overall. Second period will be a little bit different today with only two clips in the whole period itself, but so far score right at the end of the first period with the tie game right there, right before the end of the tie game, with ending at 1-1 on both sides, with the Trojans at the Knights. The Knights with a big comeback scoring game right there right before the end of the first period overall, making it 2-1 so far. And it looks like the Trojans are losing this one at the beginning of the first period, but overall they still have 2 more periods left, but right before the end of today's NHL hockey game overall. So thank you for joining with us once again. That's your first period highlights for today. We'll be doing one on each end of period except the one at the end overall and at the beginning, so stay tuned. Thank you, Legos, so very much for joining with us with this brand new style of NHL hockey games. Overall, we're very glad and excited to introduce this brand new hockey franchise in the San Jose City Mount Stadium, as always, for today's highlights. Overall, I am Jimmy Jr. joining with you folks for today. Brand new franchise announcer for today for this 2022 new year itself. So please, once again, stay tuned for your NHL hockey games in the San Jose City Mount Stadium. Now on to the start of the second period for today, with the end of the first period being 2-1, with a tough start for the Trojans overall at the Knights. Stay tuned and thank you for watching.
One minute to go. Douglas. 50 seconds to go. Welcome to the big show. Oh yeah. 40 seconds to go.
And now moving on to the start of the second period for today for the Trojans at the Knights for today. So far still a tie game for today's NHL Tuesday night hockey game for today. So far for the San Jose City Mount Stadium for today. So far score is 2-2 for today. We'll be introducing the local San Jose City Trojans schedule for this 2022 new year itself, for the Trojans going against the Kings on week 2 for today, which will be coming up next week of the next following week of this year. So stay tuned for that brand new schedule coming out. At least 10 weeks of these brand new hockey games. Join with us live at the local San Jose City Mount Stadium for today. So far for today's roster, with a goaltender being Darcy Cooper, joined with us for today in the San Jose City Mount Stadium for the Trojans for today. And with the 2 defensive men, Eric Johnson, Samuel Guard, joining with us for today. 3 defense men joining with us for today in the San Jose City Mount Stadium. So far still the score points being a tie game against the San Jose City Trojans for today, going against the Knights for today as well. So thank you for joining with us once again for the start of the first or second period for today. Thank you for joining with us live at the San Jose City MHS.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
And now moving on to the end of the second period for today. So far score points change onto the scoreboard for today's Trojans at Knights. So far Trojans are looking to tie this game overall, but looks like the Trojans are winning this one by 1 more point. Right now the score is 3-2 for today. Trojans at Knights for today's NHL hockey game on the week 1 for today. Brand new hockey stadium, brand new hockey field for today for this 2020 new year itself for today. Please stay tuned for the brand new 2022 Super Bowl number 8, which will be coming up in the following weeks of February 5th of 2022. Thank you for joining with us once again. Lots of brand new changes and lots of new stuff coming to the San Luis City area or the Lego City area for the month of January of 2022 of this brand new year. So stay tuned once again. And the score being 3-2 Trojans, 3 Knights are 2. And now moving on to the halftime or highlights of the second period for today of the NHL hockey game for this Tuesday night hockey game of the Trojans at the Knights for today. So far, looking like the Trojans are winning this one with a big comeback right at the start of the second period overall against this Knights hockey team. A brand new hockey franchise join with us for today of this 2022 winter season itself, so if they could join with us. But so far, a big 2 score points right there and big 2 goals right there for the Trojans, making it 3-2 so far, making this a 1-score game or 2-score game to win it for the Knights overall, but determining if the Trojans can get one more goal, then they can overall win this one right before the end of the NHL hockey game overall and end of the third period itself. The third period coming up here momentarily. Right at the end of the third period, we'll be determining who wins tonight's Tuesday night hockey game overall. We want to thank you, Lego, and so very much for joining with us once again during these hard times. We'll be introducing at least 9 more games after this, so stay tuned of the hockey games for this 2022 new year of the Legotopia hockey games and Legotopia National Hockey League for today. And please go download your favorite NHL hockey team app overall. They do have those apps out there where you can view your favorite hockey team to see how they are doing during the game and see if they're winning or losing at the time, and you can see view the highlights overall from each game as well. So stay tuned. Jimmy Jr. joined with you folks for today for this 2022 New Year's season and introducing and kicking off the brand new Year's League hockey games for today. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching. And moving on to the start of the third period for today for the Trojans at the Knights for today. So far, the Trojans are still winning this one by 1 score point. The Knights could make 2 score points right before the end of the third period itself, but we'll be determining that after 3 clips here for today in the San Luis City Mount Ice Stadium. So far, 3-2. Trojans are 3 and the Knights are 2 for today. So far, a pretty tough matchup for this Tuesday night hockey game for today in the San Luis City MHS for today. We're glad to introduce these brand new hockey games. Today's hockey game is brought to you by Pepsi and Pepsi Cola for today, representing a refreshed delight for today's hockey game for today if you're watching this at home or at the local MHS Mount Ice Stadium itself. So thank you for joining with us once again for tonight's hockey game for today overall. Looking absolutely awesome in the San Luis City area. We'll be determining who wins tonight's hockey game overall. So stay tuned once again. And now moving on to the start or mid part of the third quarter or third period for today for the Trojans at the Knights for today. So far, the Trojans are making another big score point onto the scoreboard with a nice view of the Mount Ice Stadium for tonight's hockey game overall, with making it 4-2 for today. Trojans are 4 and the Knights are unfortunately only 2 points under. They could still tie this one right before the end of the third period itself for the San Luis City Trojans for today overall, with this brand new hockey team franchise joining with us for today, which this is our first ever non-Lego type of team joining with us for today, including the Blue Bricks have joined with us for the NFL football season itself. But this is the first team that we've seen live in the San Luis City area for the NHL hockey games itself and for any sport type overall itself. So thank you for joining with us once again. Score points are 4-2. Trojans are 4, and once again the Knights are 2 for today. 2 points is not too bad for the Knights overall, with their roster being a pretty strong one for this season overall, but we will be determining that around week 5 overall of who's going to be making it into the brand new All-Star game, which will be joining with us live at the San Luis City MHS, which is a brand new hockey type of championship game, which is around March 20th of 2022, so stay tuned for that as well at the San Luis City Mount Ice Stadium, which is similar to the Super Bowl as well. So stay tuned. Thank you, Legos, for joining with us. We'll be determining who wins tonight's NHL hockey game on the next following clip, and thank you for joining with us for today's Legotopia NHL hockey game. And on the final part of today's third period for today of the Trojans at the Knights for today, thank you for joining with us once again for the final score of being 4-2. Trojans winning this one on week 1 for today in the beautiful Mount Ice Stadium and Legotopia Capital for today for this NHL Tuesday night hockey game. Thank you once again so very much for joining with us in the San Luis City area for today for this brand new hockey franchise. Join with us for the first time ever for this 2022 new season. So stay tuned for the upcoming season of the NHL hockey for today. Usually hockey does start around the month before the brand new year, which is around November-ish. But we're starting a little bit later this year and going all the way through to March of 2022. So stay tuned, Legos. Thank you so very much for joining with us with the final score once again being 4-2 for the Knights, only scoring 2 goals for today, and the Trojans scoring 4 goals for today, with a big strong defense and offense right there for today's NHL hockey game. Thank you for joining with us with the final period for today, period 3, and ending it for tonight in the live Legotopia capital city of San Luis City for today. Thank you for joining with us live once again. Final score looking absolutely awesome in the San Luis City area. For NHL hockey, please go check out your brand new franchise and the brand new NHL hockey game coming up. They are introducing the brand new winter games, I believe. So stay tuned. Thank you for joining with us live at the San Luis City MHS. Final score being for the Trojans 4-2.